Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This is the Friday Mix and Mingle, and we are going to do just that. We are going to mix it up and we are going to mingle with ourselves. Today has been an extremely busy day for several reasons, which I will not go into. But I have spent a little bit of time today going through my collection a little bit, so that's been enjoyable. And I watched my little ones in the pool for a couple of hours, so that was great. Which means that they will sleep extremely hard tonight and allow dad to get some comic book related work done. So I want to say hello to some comic book soldiers that have joined me here in the chat. Before I do that, I want to give a huge shout out to a couple of people that have actually sent over AOKs to me this week. It'll be some time before I actually release videos containing these AOKs, and I will tell you that none of them have been opened. They are here, but none of them have been opened. Shout out to Harvey Abel, E. Reynolds, and also Silver Age Surfer, all of which sent AOKs over this week. I absolutely appreciate you guys. Huge shout out to everyone that was a recipient this week and last week of the Jack Kirby cards. I've been sending these out to people as tokens of appreciation from the channel and from Comic Collection Agency. So shout out to Juan for hooking me up with these, and shout out to everybody out there that was a recipient. If you happen to get one of the gold cards, there are some 24 karat gold cards in here. Please make sure that I see it, because I just want to see it. Okay, so it says here, a rare 24 karat gold Hal Foster signature card, 6 spectacular chromium cards, a rare 3-card set. I don't know what that is. It goes on, limited edition, this, that, or the other, uncut, this, that, or the other, special prints, Valiant, or if you get some special stuff, let me know. That's all I'm asking. so I can live vicariously. I will continue to release these cards in the coming weeks. We have a nice little stack of them left over, so I'll continue to kind of release them. But I want to give a shout out again to Harvey Abel, E. Reynolds, Silver Age Surfer for hooking me up with some AOKs this week. Give a huge shout out to Low Grade Hero for his recent purchase of Amazing Spider-Man 129. Shout out to my man Jerry, the bearded comic collector, for completing his run of Pit with the acquisition of Pit 18. As you can see, I am a fan of the Pit and Timmy. So shout out to my man Jerry. So here we go. If we have some people that are in the room here that have never been part of a live stream, make sure that you type first in all caps so I can see it. We'll give you guys a shout out. My blue wrenches, at least one blue wrench is up in here, will help me to identify those people, because the chat can go fast. So with that, let's go ahead and talk about the comic book soldiers that are in here. My man Tommy Mayo Wesley is in here. Tina Blue Wrench in the house. My man Jerry, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Scrolling down through the names, you guys were having a robust chat in here. Low Grade Hero, there you go, brother. It's good to see you, my man. Congrats again. Scrolling down through the names, you guys were going on a tear, because I'm still scrolling. Still scrolling. Sean, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you, my man. Rob, where'd he go? Rob is in here. How you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Mista is in here. My man Nick, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you, my friend. Decker, how you doing? Master Blaster is in the house. Super honorable nephew, how you doing, brother? My man Ariel, man, it's good to see you, my friend. I think you were in the Go Collect recap this week, weren't you? Shout out to you for being one of the bloggers over there at Go Collect. Gives me an opportunity to read some good content that people are writing. Edward is in the house. How you doing? My Canadian brother Rush, Daryl is in the house. It is good to see. Oh, there we go. Discovery Bay, you have been discovered. And my man Daniel, dad rule number 1, run them for no reason. That is the secret. Exercise your children like dogs. I'm just telling you, I've had dogs, I've had children. It works. It'll stop them from tearing your stuff up. So this is the Friday Mix and Mingle I do not really have anything on the agenda. There's some stuff that I may talk about, but I don't really have anything on the agenda. Not really. So if there are things you guys want to chat about, throw it up in all caps, and I will do my best to just let it rip, man. So throw it up in all caps. It'll absolutely help me see what you guys are talking about. National or nocturnal. Sorry, I saw that all wrong. My man H Factor, how you doing, bro? It's good to see you. H Factor is trying to motivate me to continue doing these Heralds of Galactus videos that I've been doing. These videos have not done extremely well. They've done okay. They have not done extremely well. I think it's a little bit different type of content that I don't think people are accustomed to seeing here on the channel. But H Factor continues to watch them over and over and try to motivate me to continue the series. So shout out to my man H Factor. I appreciate you, brother. Detroit is in the house. Go ahead and stand up. Stand up, Detroit. I see you, brother. Goose Fang says first or second. I don't know. What day, month is it? Brother, seriously, for real? What day is it really? It really doesn't matter. Somebody said it's a holiday. I said, is it? Is there a holiday coming up and does it really matter? Because am I going to do anything different? I don't know. All right, let me see. I'm scrolling through the comments. There's a couple of things that are popping up in all caps. So we're going to go ahead and chat. There we go. Canada. I would sing it, but my voice is not the best. So we are going to avoid that. Can we talk about the Snyder Cut? So the thing is, there's a lot of excitement, I think, around the Snyder Cut that is going to be coming out on HBO, and he's going to be re-editing the movie that he was unable to finish because his daughter was ill. And I think a lot of people are very excited about the possibility that this new cut, this director's cut, this Snyder's cut is going to be dope. And I don't know. I honestly don't know. I am hopeful, however, that it is, because there is a lot of excitement about the possibility of what this guy is going to be able to do. Before I jumped online, there was an article, the not so superhero movies, and it was a list of some of the worst superhero movies that have been made, and this movie was on there. So I think people are excited, man. And at the end of the day, we will see whether he is going to be able to meet or exceed those expectations, or if he is going to fall short. Fingers crossed that he is able to make magic. There you go. Yeah, there was another announcement today. There's another announcement, and unfortunately, because I was underwater with work, I was unable to cover this one in real time, so I had to kind of let that one get by me. But we may talk about it. Let's talk about it. So Tyler Kirkham is going to be doing a CGC thing coming up here. So let me see if I can share my screen with you guys real quick. Like, so this is the one that was announced today. This is Tyler Kirkham is going to be doing a private in-house signing with CGC. This was announced earlier today, and like I said, by the time I saw it, there was just no way for me to jump on and do it. But Green Lantern, World of Deathstroke, Dark Knight Metal, and many, many more. 15 years in the industry, a lot of great work from this guy. So if there is interest, again, this is the new one that has been released about the CGC in-house signings. Been getting a lot of messages from folks about these in-house signings, which I think is great. But yeah, there's I don't know, man. The CGC is definitely sticking their hand in people's pockets, man, because these signings are definitely tempting. So if you have some interest in this, if you head over to cgccomics.com, you can actually find all kinds of information. It is literally posted right to the homepage, so you cannot miss it, because I had a couple of people asking, like, how do I find the information? It is literally on the homepage of CGC. You click the link and you can actually drill down from there. So scrolling down through some of the comments here. What was your favorite video that I dropped this week? Brother, this was a good week, man. I'm gonna tell you. So I want to say that we have added over 145 additional subscribers on the low end this week. That is incredible. That is incredible. The data is a little delayed, so I don't know what the full week looks like, but it is probably north of 145 people that have been added this week, which is great. We on average add about 300 or so people to the channel every single month. So to do, roughly half of that in a single week, I think is outstanding. Views are up tremendously. There is a great deal of interest in the content that is coming out from the channel. And I think what's great is that that people are coming here to watch some of the new videos, and then they're also diving deep into some of the old content. I get so many comments on some of the videos that were released a year or 2 years ago that I have to like be like, what was this video and what did I say in that video? But yeah, so the videos, you know, it's easy to say that the video with the most views is my favorite, right? It's easy to say that. And you know, so that I won't go for that one, right? I would say that I think the video that kind of explains to people how to go about finding and buying a collection, I think is a good video. It's a good video because it basically says that there is a method to the madness. There is a philosophy, an approach that can be implemented by anyone to do what I actually did. Maybe people won't do it to the same degree that I did because that's not normal. Let's be honest about that. But the thing is that there are collections out there that can be bought. And so the question becomes, do you continue to go book by book and add books to your collection, or do you buy books in bulk, right? Because that also lowers your per book cost. And depending upon how much you spend, you know, it's one of those things to kind of be aware of. It's one of those things that I think people should have in their arsenal as comic book collectors. They should not be afraid to buy collections if they're doing so in a smart manner. And so that is a video that I am proud of because I think it's a helpful video. It is a video much like many other videos on this channel that are actually designed to help people. And so there is a reason why I showed the video of the collection first. And then it's like, well, don't be jealous of what was done. Here's the methodology. Here's how I did it, right? And if you think about everything that I've accomplished in this collection on this channel, there are videos about that tell you exactly how I did it, so that you can find your own magic, you know? So hopefully that answers the question, maybe a little bit deeper than some people would have wanted. But yeah, hopefully that helps. And I'm way behind on the comments. So where to get the Carby cards from? I got a huge stack of cards, period, from Comic Collection Agency. His name's Juan, and he has given me lots of AOKs that have allowed me to give things back to the comic book community. So if there's a video on the channel here where I actually talk about it, the video was something like unboxing some AOKs, including one for you or something like that. I go into a lot more detail there. But Juan is a guy that loves comics. He loves figures. He loves cards. And so he's done a couple of giveaways here on the channel where it's been a combination of those things. But what's great is that I have the ability to actually just send a packet of cards for a couple of stamps, which is nice because people give AOKs, but there's a lot of cost that's associated with distribution and mailing these things out. So it's nice that Juan actually hooked it up where he not only gave me the materials to give away, but he also gave me the means in the form of, you know, stamps and envelopes. He made my life really simple. So shout out to Juan and his girlfriend Skylar. I appreciate both you guys. So scrolling down through some of the comments here, did I pick up anything on Wednesday, bro? I didn't even leave the house on Wednesday. No, I did. I went to storage on Wednesday. I did not get anything. No. I need to reach out to the comic shops to see what actually came in. And I have my pull list. I did not interrupt my pull list. So my guess is that my stuff is still there. So Bearded Comic Collector says, loving the Go Collect and your 2 recent videos. Thank you, bro. I definitely appreciate that. I actually just renewed earlier today my contract, if you will, with Go Collect. We do these interim contracts because I want to make sure that they are happy with what they're getting from me on an ongoing basis. And then I also don't feel trapped. Like if I just want to be like, I don't want to do it anymore. So we do these short-term contracts, if you will, and it's mostly gentleman's agreement kind of stuff. But we just basically inked a new deal to continue doing the speculation videos for, you know, the next 6 months or something like that. So definitely more content to come from you guys. I'm actually going to be recording a video tonight, in fact, for them. So hey, Reggie, get that Twitch following up. You will always get my Twitch. Thank you, brother. I definitely appreciate that. So I don't know if it was you, Cruz, or someone else that hit me to how that actually works, but I still need to read up on it. I've been a little lazy. Well, I've been a little busy, but I think that if you have Amazon Prime, you can actually sign up to get something called Twitch Prime. And if you get Twitch Prime, then you actually can give your subscription, you get 1 monthly subscription per week or per month on Twitch, and that actually is a dollar amount that goes to a content creator. So there are certain requirements that you have to meet on Twitch, just like here on YouTube. And once you meet/exceed those, then you are eligible for ads or whatever, or monetization, if you want to call it that. And one of the benefits of Amazon Prime is Amazon Twitch, because Amazon owns Twitch, and then it's a way to contribute to a content creator. So if you guys are over on Twitch, definitely want to encourage you guys to follow me over there. I think I need at least 50 subscribers to make magic happen, and I think we are like 43 or something like that. So there we go. Scott Hamilton over there on the Twitch. Good to see. Wait a minute. No, he's not. I saw the purple and got excited. No, he's not. There we go. Here is somebody over on Twitch. Mason, how you doing, brother? Yeah, if you guys have questions, throw them up in all caps, because it will actually help me to see it a little bit better. All right, scrolling down through some of the comments here. Scrolling down. Yeah, I did. There we go. Shot clock. How you doing? Drop one of those G's. Yes, I did. I started a Twitch. I started it maybe 3 weeks ago or something like that. And I may actually do some Twitch only streams at some point. We'll see. It's just right now I'm basically simulcasting between YouTube and Twitch, and sometimes I'll do YouTube and Facebook, but it's all designed to kind of spread the sphere of influence and to attract different types of people to the channel. So Shot Clock, shout out to you, brother. Again, if you guys have questions over there on Twitch or here on YouTube, throw it up in all caps, because it will actually help me to see it. Yes, that. Well, here's the thing. Is it Perez? Because I actually thought about that. Is there going to be a huge flooding of signed books? And I say that because if there were cons, there would probably be more cons and more books getting signed, or about the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was seriously debating that. Is there going to be an influx, or is it just going to be a standard year? Truthfully, could it actually be a reduced number of signed books this year as a result of all the cons being canceled, and CGC being the main conduit, followed by CBCS, to actually get books signed? I don't know. We could actually see a reduction in the number of signed books this particular year. It just depends upon how you want to look at it. Wes, how you doing, brother? Wes over there on the Twitch machine. It's good to see you again. If you guys have questions, throw it up in all caps. Where is CBCS? Getting left in the dust. CBCS is getting left in the dust. They were doing their thing there for a minute. And all of a sudden, CGC got on a little bit of a roll. So my man Nick says, my 49 books made it to CGC today. I have the fever, slab fever. If it moves, it gets slabbed. It is definitely an addictive thing. It is addictive, but it is also fun. And at the end of the day, if you are having fun with this hobby, then you are doing something right. So shout out to you, Nick. Fingers crossed, brother, for you to get some solid grades on your books that you send in. So got my X-Men 1 back. Morgan got a 3.0. Shout out to you. That is fantastic. Shout out to you. So low grade hero picked up ASM 129. Bearded Comic Collector finished off his pit run. Shout out to you. And Morgan picked up a CGC 3.0. Well, technically you already had it, but now it's confirmed that is a 3.0. Congrats to you. Shout out to Harvey Abel, E Reynolds, and also Silver Age Surfer for hooking me up with some AOKs this week. All right. Scrolling down through the names, seeing what else you guys are talking about. Again, if you throw it up in all caps, that will definitely help me to see what you guys are talking about. Morgan was only expecting a 2.0 to a 2.5. That's what's up. That is a pleasant surprise, right? Did I send any books in for signing? I did not. Not a single book. I was definitely tempted. But you know, when all of the announcements were being made, right? And people were like, hey, are you sending something in? Are you sending something? I'm like, nah, I'm keeping my powder dry. Now you know what I was keeping my powder dry for, right? If you've noticed on the channel, I was not, doing hauls of any major books for a period of time, right? And it was because I was working my way towards an acquisition. And I will tell you that I am continuing to do things behind the scenes that will eventually make their way to the light of this channel. And some of the Patreon Patreon members know some of those things that I'm actually working on, but there's a lot of stuff, man. There's a lot of stuff that is happening in the background. And so in order to make those things come to light, sometimes you can't do some of the things that you want to do because you have to do some other things, you know? So hopefully you get that. Love to go collect great content this week. Thank you, man. You know what? I think I watched like 75% of the video. I need to finish it off, but it was actually a fun video. It was actually a fun video to record. There are some weeks where the articles speak to me. There are some weeks when the words come to me a little bit easier when I sit down and record. And so there are some weeks that are better than others. There's no doubt about that, right? I mean, the goal is to have some consistent, you know, have it be consistently good and occasionally get really good, but to never really slip into the poor range. But I'll be recording another video for Go Collect tonight. And hopefully next week's video, when you guys see that one, will be one that you guys enjoy as well. So scrolling down, yeah, man. So am I, man. You know, we actually are in the middle of discussing several different projects, right? I think Go Collect is definitely a major player out there, and I think they have desires to do other things. And the good news is that the owner and I developed a relationship early on, and he likes me, I like him. And then as his company has continued to grow, they've continued to introduce me to more people. And I think that, again, that they're pleased with the performance, right? I mean, I think the videos are averaging, you know, well over, you know, 1,300 views or something like that, which is really good, you know? And so I think people enjoy the content. They have great content. And so it's just a winning situation, you know? Regie, you can always be found on Instagram, Regie Collects, or it's, oh man, there we go. We need to make you a blue wrench over there on Twitch. Woo, laying it down over there. Spell my name correct. Got the website in there. Man, you are killing the game. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. Yeah. We talked about this, Gabe, a second ago. No, I'm not sending anything in. And I'm super tempted because I have a lot of books, including like that, the first professional work of Creighton Clay, where he spelled his name with a K, that I'd like to send in. But you know, I try to get the hobby to pay for itself. And so there are restrictions on my spending. So scrolling down, let me see this. So what is this? Hey, Regie, love the show and just use your referral and about to go collect. Also had to make a budget decision for CGC and sending 25 books as opposed to only 5 signed. There you go. So a couple of comments here. What they are alluding to is that they use there is a referral link that is in the description of all videos. That is a affiliate link that goes over to CGC. That's what they're referring to there. And then there is a discount code. I want to say it's like 30 days free or something like that on my website for Go Collect. So you may want to check that out if you want to try out all the features and functionality associated with Go Collect. There is a link on my website, regiecollects.com, on the partners page for Go Collect. And I think the code is honestly like Regie Collects or something like that with a space. But yeah, budgetary decisions are important. You cannot do it all. So you have to decide what is really important. So Matthew, thank you for stopping by, brother. Enjoy dinner. I will be around. Scrolling down, I had a Twitch. Shock therapy. No, teasing. Scrolling down through the comments here. You know what do I think of the new DC Stargirl show on CW? No, I don't watch that. Nah, I don't watch that. No, I honestly haven't watched any of that. I was watching some of the CW stuff, like the Black Lightning, the Flash, which I enjoyed, the first 2 seasons of like Supergirl. I was watching some of that stuff, but I don't watch a whole lot of that now. I'm more on the streaming services. If it's on a streaming service, I'm watching it. Like I just finished watching Kingdom. Just finished watching that. I think it was 2 seasons or something like that. So I just finished watching that. I enjoyed that. I haven't been watching much in the way of like network shows. So scrolling down through some of the comments here, see what you guys are talking about. Again, if there's things you guys want to talk about, throw it up in all caps. Scrolling down. Do I have a lot of doubles in that collection? So this is a hard question to answer, right? So the easy answer is yes. The more complicated answer is that there are 30 copies of some books. There are 20 copies of some books. There are sometimes more copies than that. And we're not talking about not good books. We are talking about really nice books, multiple copies. And I'm being a little cryptic about it because, you know, well, there's a reason for everything. There is a reason for everything. So scrolling down, let me see what else you guys are talking about. The folks over on Twitch are like, hey, there's less competition over here. We can actually be seen and have a good conversation. That's what's up. Scrolling up through some of the comments here. Scrolling up through some of the content or questions here. The new cut of SJA sounds interesting. Heard almost. Yeah. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to actually see what happens with that. We started talking about that at the very beginning of the show. I think that was one of the first questions, right? So we will actually see what happens with that one. Because the cut could be dope. The cut could be dope. Fingers crossed that it actually is. So a couple of folks over there, Frank Miller, what is this? Frank Miller's signature is important on the right book. Facts. I mean, it's $130, but again, that's for like expedited, you know, grading and all that other stuff. So on the YouTube machine, this is somebody that listens to me. that is somebody that actually does listen to me because that is stuff that I say. Let me see what else you guys are talking about. What is this? Reggie, would you send your books to an artist's house to get signed? Yeah, I'll tell you for a fact, I was actually on the verge of sending some books in to man, not Jim Shooter. What is the guy? He was an inker, older guy. He was charging $10 to sign a book. And I cannot think of his name. Legendary inker guy, and his name escapes me at the moment. As I was pulling together my books, he actually announced that he was retired from doing some of that stuff. I mean, he's like in his probably 90s or something like that. For the life of me, I cannot remember his name. But yeah, would I do it? Yeah, I probably would. I mean, I would be careful about what I send. But yeah, the eyes are on the prize, my friend. Trust me when I tell you. Adam, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream again. This is the Friday Mix and Mingle. So again, if you guys have comments, you want to throw it up in all caps, it'll actually help me to be able to see it. So what is this? Hey, Reggie, hey, brother Cruz, how you doing from YouTube, prefer Twitch? Hope you continue to stream on both. That is the plan, man. The goal is if folks continue to actually tune into Twitch, I will continue to stream on Twitch because the goal is to try to get content to different channels. And so I'm definitely on board with that. I need to continue kind of learning. I continue to try to learn how Twitch operates. So you guys may have to bear with me, but so far so good. I'm enjoying it. Reggie, you're going to move a cot into the No cots in the storage, brother. No cots in the storage. I will give you guys some insight into how I'm managing the collection. I don't think it may be this coming week or the week after. I can't remember. Like I'm recording a lot of videos and I can't remember the sequence of them, but I will give you a little bit of insight into how things are actually working. So you can get Waking on Crane. I think Bostorenko is getting older. Not sure how many more years. Yeah, I think you actually made that point in the comment section, which is legit. That is actually a legitimate comment, to be honest. But, again, I'm kind of keeping my powder dry because there's a couple of things, as you know, that I'm working on in the background, and you cannot do everything. You cannot do it all. So let me see what else you guys are talking about. Hail Hydra says Sully to Kings. How you doing, brother? You know, yeah. Well, I would encourage you to stay tuned to the videos because I'm going to be providing you guys with a little bit of insight. So stay tuned. So one of the things, I was washing dishes right before I did the live stream. And one of the things that kind of popped into my mind is just how quiet it's been. And what I mean by that, it's been very quiet for all the doomsayers. All of those individuals that were basically saying that the comic book industry was done. The comic book industry has fallen apart. The comic book industry will never return. All comic shops are going to go out of business. All of those people that were essentially being doomsday sayers because of what was happening with Voldemort, they're extremely quiet right now. right? They're quiet because Diamond is shipping again, and DC's distributors are shipping something. I don't know what they're shipping, but they're shipping something. Comic shops are opening up all across the country. They're doing curbside pickup. They are having customers come in and pick up books. Books are being shipped. Books are being bought. Books are being read all across the country. And all of those people that were basically saying that the comic book industry is finished, it is over, they are extremely quiet. And I find that fascinating. I find that fascinating, you know, that they are so quiet, and there's no acknowledgement that they were wrong. No acknowledgement that they got it wrong. No acknowledgement that the predictions that they were making about it being over are inaccurate. You know, my guess is that they'll give it a couple of weeks and then they'll come back and just say it'll be a matter of time before it crashes. This is just the bubble before the bubble or something like that. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. Scrolling down through some of the comments here, see what else you guys are talking about. Let me see what else you guys are talking about. Scrolling. Again, if you guys have things you want to throw it up in all caps. What is this said? My wife was watching with me when we saw the collection purchase, and she said she wouldn't see me for 2 months. It is definitely a balancing act. It is definitely a balancing act for me. I know you guys were having a conversation with each other, but yeah, there's definitely a balancing act to make sure that you don't ignore any of your responsibilities and duties, because that will come back to bite you. That will come back to bite you. I'm telling you, I wash dishes and I have all kinds of epiphanies. I have all kinds of thoughts that come to me in that space when I'm doing like mundane things, whether it be washing dishes or vacuuming or even working out, when I'm just like zoned out. There's a lot of things that come to mind, and then I just run with it. You know what I'm saying? But what is this? Definitely can't do everything with love. Man, it'd be dope if I could. I mean, the thing is, could you do it? Yes. But what would you be sacrificing to do that? Probably a healthy amount of stuff, you know? So it's like you have to be choosy. And I think if you go back to one of the principles that we talk about here on the channel all the time, like, what is your goal? What are you trying to accomplish with your collection? And if you are able to articulate what it is that your goal is, then you can use opportunities like this signature signing to bounce them against your goal. How does this opportunity fit with or fight against your goal for your collection? And this is why having meaningful goals that are written down is so helpful, because it helps you control yourself. Regie, if you need extra security at the oh man, that is funny right there. Joe Sanat. There you go. That is his name. Joe Sanat. That is it. So somebody asked the question about whether I would send books to an artist's house to have them signed. Yes. Jumpin' Joe. I had my books. I was getting them ready for Jumpin' Joe, to the point that Lee made a second ago. As you think about legendary creators and how certain creators like your Frank Millers, your Jumpin' Joe Sanat, some of these guys are starting to get up there in age, you know, Steranko, certainly. And it's like, you don't want to miss your opportunity. Like, I am so thankful that I actually went to go meet Stan Lee and was able to stand across the table from him, get him to sign 2 of my books. That was an experience for me. And so I think, Lee hit the nail on the head when he was like, hey, wait on Clayton Crane. That dude's in his 40s. Steranko, get him, get after him. And so again, if you have a goal, then you can bounce, these opportunities against that goal. And maybe your goal is to get signatures on legendary books. Maybe if you're a Master Blaster, shout out to you, brother, who only, goes after some of these really nice signed books, typically signed by Stan Lee, but he has a very discreet goal, a very focused and discreet goal that allows him to look at books, look at opportunities and say, that doesn't fit, or it fits right in there. So now that's a go, right? That's why that's actually important. So Regie in the dishes. There you go. JD, how you doing, brother? Sooner or later, it would actually come back to me. You know what? Here's the thing. Maybe I will, Javi, maybe I will just set up a camera right next to the sink. And what I'll do is I'll just wash dishes and just chat. It's almost like Jim Lee when he just, starts sketching and he's just randomly talking, erasing, and just like creating magic by waving his hand over the page. Maybe that's what I'll do is I'll get some nice soapy water, get it nice and warm, and I'll just wash dishes and I'll just make magic as my hands dance over the dish. I might actually be able to get a sponsor. Dawn has a lot of money. So maybe we'll get Dawn as a sponsor. We'll start washing dishes on a Friday night. Oh man. Well done. Well done. A couple of more people over there on Twitch. Shout out to all the folks over on Twitch. I definitely appreciate you guys. 28 years old and bought his first comic. I think you guys are having a conversation. 39 over here with Mason. What is this? I don't insure or appraise my comics too expensive. It's actually not. It's actually not expensive at all, to be honest with you. Not expensive at all. What I would say is if you have so much money that no matter what you spend on your collection, if it matters not to you, if it's immaterial, then I say, hey, roll the dice, right? But in my world, if I spend $1,000 on something, I want to have some insurance on that $1,000 because $1,000 is meaningful to me. And if I can get insurance on that for $5, it's kind of worth it to me. Insurance for collectibles is not as expensive as you think. I'll tell you that right now. And I would encourage you to dig a little deeper and make sure. Scrolling down through the comments here. See what else you guys are talking about. Let me see. There was a comment here about my storage unit. I don't know, man. We'll see what the world looks like come October, man. We don't know what the world looks like, brother. So we will have to see. Plus, I shout out to my man Master Blaster. We had a one-on-one conversation the other day, purely accidental, but thankfully enjoyable. And you never know where I may show up at a con or something like that. I may partner up with somebody, like a CGC or Go Collect or something like that, and actually make an appearance some way. You never know. Dawn of the Gibbon. That's what's up. That's what I'm saying to you. Insurance for your collection is not expensive at all. It is honestly chump change. It is probably less than what you spend a week on comics, depending upon how much you need. I'm telling you, it is worth every single. I slept so much better after I got my insurance on my collection. Scrolling down. Haven't bought a comic since his birthday. Hey, Reggie was going to have a new shirt designs, and have you thought about stickers? Hey, Reggie, are you going to? So, Wesley, there is always stuff in the works, man. And what you probably don't even realize is that one of the questions you are asking me right now is actually apparent here on the screen. If you are paying attention, there are details here that I embed in the background all the time because that is how I like to have fun. But what I will tell you, Wesley, is that there are things in the works always. There are things in the work. And I will answer your question directly, at least for part of it. Yes. Yes, there is more to come. What is this? Pay about $68 a year for $15,000 worth of coverage. Cannot go wrong. Scrolling down through some of the comments here. It is definitely worth it. People are paying attention now. I spend a lot on comics every week. Daryl, I don't like you. I'm going to just say it right now. Daryl, I don't like you. Daryl is a local guy to me. And I discovered my dislike for Daryl once when I was I rolled into the comic shop. And I'm going to keep his name up here while I talk about him. I rolled into the comic shop and there was a collection that had just come in. And Daryl had a huge stack of books in front of him. And I went to go reach for the books and he kind of grabbed the books and moved the books out of my way. And he was like, oh, those are mine. I said, okay, cool, Daryl. So I said, which books aren't yours, Daryl? And there were some books he pointed to. So I started going through the books, and then I realized that there was nothing in those books. There was no good books left because Daryl had taken all the good books. And I don't remember whether he actually let me look through the good books that he had taken, but there were no good books left, and he had a large stack. So I'm assuming that he took all the good books and got a smoking deal and left nothing for me. That is my Daryl story. Seriously, Daryl is actually a really good guy. Actually, a really good guy that I enjoy. Scrolling down through the comments here, what is this? Reggie, do you think of the controversy surrounding the key collector? I don't know of any controversy surrounding that, to be honest with you, brother. I honestly don't even know what you're alluding to. I have no clue what you're alluding to. So somebody may have to give me some insight into that. Yeah. Scrolling down through the comments here, scrolling again. If there's things you guys want to talk about, throw it up in all caps. Daryl's a good guy. He has a great sense of humor, and he knows that I'm just joking. What is this, Reggie? Who is in your wheel? I ask. Your investment is very high. So yeah, we believe in ensuring adequate protection for things. So there are life insurance policies and wills and trusts and all that kind of stuff that is set up for my wife and for my children. We are big proponents of all of that kind of stuff. So there are clauses in my will literally for my comic collection with specific guidance on how the comics should be managed. Do I follow other YouTubers? Yes, I follow other YouTubers. I do not watch a lot of other YouTubers. However, there are some people that I watch, like Comics Explained. I watch Comics Explained literally every day. Literally every day. I listen to Comics Explained. Dope Spill is another one. Nerd Sync is another guy that I listen to. Blurred Cave is another. Not as of late. There's some things that he's been talking about that I'm not really interested in. But there are some YouTubers that I do follow. I honestly don't follow a lot of YouTubers that do things similar to mine, and there's reasons for that I've spoken about before. And if you want to know more about that, just throw it up in all caps, and we'll actually talk a little bit about that. So, scrolling down through some of the comments here, seeing what you guys are talking about. Recently went through his collection after 25 years, found 3 Stan Lee signatures, met him when he was a kid. One of the signed issues was a no prize book. That's what's up. That's cool. That's cool. That is all right. Scrolling down through the comments here, seeing what you guys are talking about. I don't know which one that was smart to, but I'll take it. I'll take the compliment. I don't know what that was actually attached to. Scrolling through the comments here, J Rock, I think that's J Rock, L Rock bought ASM 110. Does that put me in the Gibbon gang right now? Thinking about getting 111 since it's a story. So if you buy Amazing Spider-Man 110, you are officially in the Gibbon gang. And if you tag me on Instagram, if you post it up there, I will repost it and shout out Gibbon gang, stand up. 110 is an interesting one because it is actually not a book that is written by Stan Lee. It's a little bit of a freaky story. I enjoyed it, to be honest with you. I enjoyed 110 and 111 and also 18.HU, which is the end of the Gibbon saga spread over, 20 plus years or something like that. But yeah, if you secure ASM 110, you are definitely in the Gibbon gang. No doubt about that one. Scrolling down through the comments here, the insurance. What about, yeah, brother, I'm telling you, my wife does not mess around. My wife does not mess around with preparedness. And I'm going to tell you, there's nothing more morbid than having a conversation with your wife and also with an attorney around when you die. There is nothing, but it's one of those things, man, that if you are a responsible individual and you try to be a responsible individual, you have to do these things, right? You have to have, insurance. You have to have, for your collection, you have to have life insurance, you have to have policies, you have to have wills, you have to have beneficiaries, you have to have all this stuff. And it's something that I don't enjoy talking about, but it's a necessary evil. It really is a necessary evil. So scrolling down through the comments here, shout out to my man Harvey Abel for rallying the troops. I definitely appreciate that. Think it's definitely an interesting topic and one that should be brought to light. So if I'm thinking you're talking, Peter, about the insurance, I think it was about a year ago or so that I actually had Comic Insure's director of collectible insurance here on the channel. We actually did an interview. We actually did an hour-long interview where we actually talked through the importance of collectible insurance and why collectible insurance is different from your renter's policy or your homeowner's insurance, and how and the benefits, the features and the benefits of collectible insurance, like transit. when a comic is owned by you and that book is in transit either to you or from you, because if you're sending it to CGC or something like that, if you have books at offsite storage, your collectible insurance actually protects you. Right? There is nothing more that gives you more peace of mind than to know that the book that you are putting in the mail that is out of your control is actually insured. Now, if you try to get money back from FedEx or United States Postal Service, that's not necessarily an easy task, right? Unlike the collectible insurance, right? Which is this is geared towards us. And I get no money from Collect Insure, but I believe in the services that are actually offered. And so I definitely encourage you guys to check it out. The interview is here on the channel. If you search for Regie, if you search on YouTube for Regie Collects Insurance, you should find that interview with the director of Collect Insurers. So scrolling through the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about. Scrolling down. Oh, I just lost the chat. What is this? Regie insurance, not only for when you die, it's also if things get stolen. Yeah, that I've actually never had anything stolen, but it's in addition to that. When you die, it's if things get damaged, if things get stolen, it is all of that, right? The policy definitely covers a lot of that stuff. So is Daryl lighting me up over there? I can't see all the comments. Oh, that's a different Daryl. Oh, it's a different Daryl. Daryl, my bad. There's another Daryl that is local to me, so my apologies, brother. My apologies. I got excited. I saw Daryl, and I decided to go in. You definitely have my apologies, Daryl from New Orleans. From New Orleans. If I'm ever in New Orleans, I'll buy you a beer. I don't drink beer, but I'll buy you a beer. Gibbon beer, that is. Scrolling down through the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about. See what you guys are talking about. I'm looking for all caps because that actually draws my eyes. What is this? I will say my wife made me get insurance too. Just man, my wife was like, you know, we don't talk about what I spend on comics, to be honest with you, partly because she doesn't care. But at one point I shared some numbers with her and she was like, so when are you getting insurance? And it was like later that day, I literally went and got the insurance because she was right. And I say it all the time. I think, you know, my wife is a different kind of smart than me. She's a different kind of smart. And what I've learned is to not dismiss the comments that she makes to me because she is a different kind of smart. And it is like, it best behooves me in many ways to just follow the advice that she gives me because she is approaching things from a different perspective. So scrolling down through the comments here, there we go. My man Ariel, how you doing, brother? It's good. I want a beer, root beer. Let me see what else you guys are talking about. All right. Stephanie wants to know if you've got covered for fire. Yeah, I believe the collectible insurance covers everything, to be honest with you. I believe that it covers everything. And what's great about it is I believe, and you guys can go back and watch the video on the Collect Insure video. I think your insurance, your regular home insurance will insure, I think, like replacement cost. I think. So let's say if you pay $100 for this book, they will give you, I guess, $100 back because that's what you paid. But let's say you paid $100 for that book and that book is now worth $1,000. They're not giving you $1,000. They're giving you $100 because that's the replacement cost, right? And so I think that that's one of the major differences between collectible insurance and homeowners insurance. And again, I am not an expert in insurance. I actually had somebody recently send me several very long and, in my opinion, slightly nasty emails about insurance and how they are an expert in insurance and how in some of my videos I've gotten things wrong. And it happens. I'm not an expert, and that's why I don't pretend to be an expert. And that's why I encourage people to do their own research because I don't know everything. And I'll be the first to admit that. But I would say if you are interested in getting collectible insurance for your collection, take the time to do the research to understand the difference between homeowners insurance, what is covered, what is not covered, how it's covered, and then what the policies are for collectible insurance, what's covered, what's not covered, the expense of it, and make an informed decision about your collection. What I will tell you is that I have it on mine and I have it set that it increases annually. And when I made the purchase of 100,000 comics, I made a call and was like, hey, I need some insurance. Before the first comic was loaded to the truck, I had already increased my insurance policy because I believe in protecting myself as best I can. So scrolling down, but if you guys have comments, throw it up in all caps. What besides AF-15, what's on your I don't know, man. To be completely honest and transparent with you, I could easily probably rattle off several other books, right? Like I want to get Fantastic Four #1. I think that book is fantastic. I'd like to get Hulk #1. Maybe Avengers 4. Maybe Avengers 4. There are a lot of books that I would like to pick up, but I don't necessarily think about those books. I mean, even like Showcase 22, a couple of the DC comics, I like to be able to pick up some of the DC major books. The one that Neil Adams did with like the castle or whatever, I can't remember the number of it. Gorgeous book, absolutely gorgeous, iconic Batman book. I would love to pick up some of the DC books at some point. My focus tends to be very narrow, very focused and myopic in many respects. Yeah, but hopefully that answers the question just a little bit. So scrolling down through some of the comments here, scrolling down. What is this, Victor? It's time you relinquish your wrench. Who, Victor? I don't think is a wrench, is he? Scrolling down through some of the comments here. Scrolling down, too many man, brother, floods, hurricanes, natural disasters of all sorts, right? So it's like, again, it's peace of mind. It really is peace of mind. So scrolling down through some of the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about. Matt Woods is over there on the Twitch machine. I see you, brother. Thank you very much for sliding over there. I definitely appreciate that. I think I'm getting the insurance against my wife. She's tired of my whole collection taking. Oh man. Yeah, brother. I don't know if there's coverage for wife attacks. Maybe you can get a rider. I don't know. You can try to get a rider. It's a legitimate rider. You can make an argument for that one. So what is this? Anthony says, the reason that I ask about the comic book artist signing is this would help those artists who are without work or retire pay their bills during crazy times. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, the question becomes, are those artists really set up to be able to really receive a large number of books in a quantity that would allow them to actually pay mortgages? Are they really set up to be able to receive that many books and to process through books, to get them in, sign them, and actually package them back up and get them sent back out? My guess is that they're not really set up that way. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that that's why a lot of artists who are out of work are actually teaming up with CGC, with CBCS, with facilitators, because those organizations are really designed to handle large volumes of books, whereas a creator is not, right? I mean, even if you buy a piece of original art from an artist, from a creator, it's not the easiest thing to even get the book from them or the art piece from them. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely get where you're coming from, but it is a little tricky. It is a little tricky, and there's definitely a balance there between these things. But that is part of the reason why, according to CGC, they started to do these in-house signings. They're doing them in order to provide income to these creators who have had their income diminished significantly by the reduction of the cons that are happening around the country. It is also self-serving for CGC, no doubt, right? They get some proceeds off of that, but then the artist also, or the creator also, benefits as well. And then so do we. So it is definitely a win-win. So scrolling down through the comments here, Mace, I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. It looks like you're on both sides. Maybe you're on both sides of the thing. Scrolling down through the comments here, scrolling down. Do I envision downsizing the collection at some point as you get older, or just, yeah. So, I mean, I'm 43. So, the goal for me is never to leave a large mess so when my grandmother passed away, I went to her house right before she passed away. And, she had very little in her house. She had very, very little in her house. And we talked about it. She said, I never want to leave a mess for anyone. And I think she learned this lesson because her mother, who she took care of for 3 years, almost 4 years before she passed away, had a lot of stuff, but started to clean things up, but it wasn't quite clean before my great grandmother kind of passed. And so my grandmother wanted to leave a very small footprint behind. Her car was impeccably clean, nothing inside of her car. Her basement, mostly clean. I mean, there was like one or two things in her entire basement, her house spotless. And so I envision, honestly, for myself going the same way. And in fact, I've actually told my family, there was a lot of comics that are in plastic and CGC cases. That is the stuff you sell. Some of the other stuff, look to see what's in there. If it's in a plastic BCW bin, pay attention to it. If it's in a regular, white bin, you can kind of let some of that stuff go. So yeah, I think over time, the collection will refine itself. It will change and it will modify, and it will be more conducive to an older version of me. But the other part of it is what happens when I retire. Hopefully there are many years that I have on this earth before I actually pass away. And so what do I do in retirement? Maybe I become a comic book dealer. Maybe I travel the country and slang comic books and play with grandkids and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Chet, thank you for stopping by, brother. We will see what the future actually holds, and I think that's the cool of it. Would I prefer a Showcase 22 or Brave and Bold 28? Probably the Showcase 22. Probably Showcase 22. I've not read Brave and Bold 28, but I've read Showcase 22 and I actually enjoyed that. I actually enjoyed reading that book, So, scrolling through the comments here, he who dies with the most comics wins. Oh my goodness. My wife would, she would not like that. Let me just tell you, she would not like that. She likes comics because they keep me busy, but I do not think that she wants to be stuck with all kinds of comics if I ever leave this earth. So, oh, okay. All right. I just closed the gap on something. Hopefully I can remember that for the future. Again, if you guys have caps, throw it up, or comments, throw it up in all caps, or questions, throw it up. That'll actually help me. There we go. Just beat me to it. Silver 8 Surfer, shout out to you, brother. You missed your shout out at the beginning of this live stream. I want to thank you, my man, for hooking me up with the AOK. I have not unboxed it or anything like that, but thank you for that. Definitely appreciate that. Moving from town to town, solving problems as he goes. That would be bananas. I'm telling you, it's it is one of those things that I can never see myself opening up a comic shop. I would probably never do that, but would I become a dealer? Maybe. I mean, that's actually kind of cool to travel around and just do shows and hang out with people and chit chat and do whatever I want to do. Cause I don't play golf, so it's like, that's not really my gig, so Gibbon Con 2030, that's what's up. What is this? Regie will become the door-to-door man. Brother, I have enough comics to be able to do it. I just get a, a Hummer with the trailer and we just drive around slinging comics out of the trunk. Do I collect magazines? No. I only do floppies. I don't do really graphic novels, trade paperbacks, omnibuses, any of that kind of stuff. I don't really collect any of that stuff. Do I have some magazines in my collection? I don't even think so. I don't think I have a single one, to be honest with you. So, but scrolling through the comments here, the swole is hobo. Well done, Wesley. Well done. All right. So I think I am going to wrap this thing up. We've been on here for almost an hour. And, I just wanted to kind of chit chat with you guys for just a little bit. What is this? Speaking of magazines, just picked up Time Special on Marvel. Nice. My man Harvey Abel talking about that. Good stuff, man. But again, I just wanted to kind of hang out with you guys a little bit on this Friday night. Did not really have a true agenda for this. Just wanted to spend a little bit of time chatting with you guys, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, I definitely want to encourage you to hit the thumbs up button. Keep in mind that there is still a giveaway that is happening right now for this book right here. This is Captain Marvel number 33. This is this week's Go Collect giveaway book. It is the origin of Thanos, and you still have an opportunity to actually win this book. We shut the contest down on Sunday night and on Sunday morning, and then we give the book away Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time as part of the Ready, Set, Go preview show. So if you have not yet entered this week's Go Collect giveaway, I definitely want to encourage you guys to check that out. I have not watched it. I have not watched it. As you know, I've been a little busy. It almost got played the other day. In fact, we almost put it on. My kids instead. I was watching Guardians of the Galaxy 2 again because I enjoy Guardians of the Galaxy. So I was watching that, and there was the opening scene where the sword goes in that space monster and the goo comes out. My wife looks at me and she's like, should the kids be watching this? And I was like, ooh, no, they shouldn't. And so I paused it, and my boy gets up and he goes in the other room. And then all of a sudden I hear Guardians of the Galaxy playing. I was like, did he just go in the other room and turn it in on there? He was actually in the Disney app. I was in the Disney app, but he was watching Guardians of the Galaxy cartoon. And he has spent part of yesterday and part of today watching cartoons, specifically like the Spider-Man, Spawn, Venom, Guardians of the Galaxy show. And but my point was, yesterday we almost put in the superhero squad so that he can watch it, but he opted for something a little bit different. But I promise you, I think it is actually in the kids TV area. So at some point we will definitely watch it. All right. I'm going to get myself out of here. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me just a little bit. As I mentioned, if you enjoyed the show, definitely want to encourage you to hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment behind so we can continue to mix it up over the course of the weekend. Will I go live later this weekend? Maybe on Saturday? Possibly. Anything is possible. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, I definitely want to encourage you to do that. That way you can stay abreast of all the content that gets released from the channel on a weekly basis. And you definitely want to stay tuned for the Ready, Set, Go preview show, which airs Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. That is a fantastic show that I enjoy. Shout out to you guys. If you need me, reach out to me on Instagram at Regie Collects. I am doing a Q&A over there, so you have an opportunity to continue engaging with me in the post show. Take care.